Okay, so we've taken advantage of evolution. Our brains are primed for storytelling in order to survive. So when we tell a story, people pay attention. We've also changed brain chemistry in telling a story, flooded the brain with chemicals that are beneficial to us as speakers, as leaders, as communicators, as people who want to have an impact on our audiences. So, how does this help us? Well, it helps us in a multitude of ways, but here's one more way. People are going to feel deeply connected to you when you tell a story. It's inevitable and unavoidable. When you tell a story, people can't help but feel closer to you, like they know you and that they trust you. And it's going to happen all the time. In 2019, I was standing on a stage at Housing Works in New York City, telling a story about bad parenting. I stepped off the stage, and before I could even make my way to my seat, a woman stopped me. And she grabbed me because people touch me all the time. When you tell a story, suddenly they feel they know you so well that they sort of own a part of you. And so she grabs me and she pulls me aside. I've never met the woman before. I don't know her name. She doesn't introduce herself to me. All she says to me is this: every time I go into someone's home, even my own mother's home, I have to steal something. Then she pulls me in even closer and whisper yells to me. She says, I've never told anyone that before. Think about that for a minute. That's a 40-something-year-old lady who is living with a legitimate mental illness. And for her entire life, she has never told a single person about this struggle. And then she saw a guy standing on a stage sharing a story about being a bad parent, and she decided he's the one. After 20 or 30 or 40 years of suffering, he's the one I'm going to reveal the secret to. It's crazy, but it happens all the time. 5 times in my life, I have stepped off a stage and a woman has approached me and told me about her miscarriage. It wasn't after a story about pregnancy or childbirth. It was just a story about me expressing some vulnerability. And then a woman is standing in front of me sharing that story with me, telling me about her miscarriage. And all 5 times, I was the one and only person to whom she had ever told the story. The first time it happened, I thought it was crazy. I went to my car, I called my wife, and I said, honey, you're not going to believe what just happened. But Alicia, who was much wiser than me, said, of course it happened, Matt. She had a miscarriage. Alicia did. And Alicia explained to me that when you have a miscarriage, it's a weird situation oftentimes because you often haven't told anyone that you're pregnant and now you've had a miscarriage. And that's a weird conversation to have. I was pregnant, but by the way, now I'm not pregnant. And so you sort of live with it. She also told me that as unjustified as it is, women often feel shame about the miscarriage, blaming themselves even though there's nothing to be blamed. And so they walk around with this secret, not telling anyone. And she said, you told a story on a stage. You expressed vulnerability. You connected with her. You did all those things that stories do. And she said, he's the one I'm going to tell. 5 times that's happened to me. Those are just a few examples of the multitude of times that people have shared secrets with me after telling a story. How does this help you? Well, as a business person, you want your customers, your clients, your potential investors, the community in general, you want them to feel connected to you, to the things you do, to the business you do, to the services you offer. You want to be the kind of person who they trust, who they believe in. You want to be the kind of person who they feel like, I could tell that person a secret and trust them with that secret. If you're a leader, it's even more helpful because you want your people to feel like they can tell you what you need to hear. You want your people to be telling you about the things going wrong in your business that maybe you don't know about yet. And the way to make that happen, the way to earn people's trust, to get people to believe in you, to get people to think that you are the one and only person for whom they can share a secret, you tell a story. As a business person, the more stories you share, the more trust you will earn. As a business person, the more stories you share, the closer people will feel to you. You want people to feel close, attached to you. You want them to feel like your brand, your product, your service, your company is something that they want in their life. You want them to feel as connected as that woman did in 2019 when she stepped off a stage and shared probably her deepest, darkest secret with me simply because I told a story. When we tell people stories, they feel close to us, connected to us, and they believe in us. So we're going to tell lots and lots of stories.